Can you see the file? Oh, I'm looking in the wrong folder. I would not see the file appear there. Okay, yay, it's recording, yay! Continuing Star Control Origins for the Earth Rising expansion. Keys were provided! Thank you, Stardock. I'm just waiting it to load. So as I recall, since it's been about 24 hours, I did write the stuff up for Return of the Light Sites. The commander has vanished, so we need to find him. Also need to sell a bunch of stuff, it looks like. And we'll need to worry about the, what? I didn't remember that. Alright. Hang on. Okay.
Welcome back, Captain.
Well, it's true, I want to do some Starbase thing. There. Oh boy. And what do I need? I need radioactives and gold. Use gold. It says I need 36. This is 22. What is going on here? I mean, yeah, this is money. I don't know why I can't buy that then. And radioactives, which I think are green. I'm just really hoping to find them so I can lock them. Not here. Alright.
Is there anything else, Captain?
Nope.
Good luck, Captain.
Alright. Oh, okay. That's not a hit the hypergate kind of thing. I'm already there. Yeah, so this is for the Syndicate, by the way.
Taiwan ships will go these days. A lot of valuable minerals in this system.
Neat. I'm going over here. I mean that I'll end over there, but I'm starting over here. Yeah, I'll still do it. Oh shit! Oh good, I got out of that. I wasn't paying attention to realize that, oh, I'm landing into a storm. There. Ah! When zoomed in, you do... It does change some of your movement characteristics. I should have sold stuff. I really should have sold stuff. Alright, is that... No, that's not a shattered world. You really want to do this? I'm thinking I'll head to the starbase, sell stuff, and come back. You came to me.
What you have ruined, you have never known this.
No. Give me you. And that really is a pretty nice weapon when you think about it. Alright. To here, to sell, and then back. I'm not sure what kind of ship that is. It looks familiar, but I cannot place it. It's not a scribe ship, though there are some characteristics to it that look like a scribe ship.
Sixfield, welcome back.
I locked what I know needs to be locked. It's dangerous, but I don't want to have to go through everything.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
Exception, civil fair.
Isn't that it? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Another ship appeared in there. I think. It looked like there was another ship down there. You know, I'm gonna hit this one and then you like kind of sweep around the star and come back. It's also possible that ship is my contact, not the planet. I am assuming it is the planet, though. See, there's a ship there. That, I think may have been a Trandol ship. Not sure, some of the coloring on it was right. But also kind of looked like that, that destroyer ship I have, and the one I just used against the scribe. Oh, Agent 71, yeah, this would be the contact.
Come. Good. I am Agent 71 of the Liberators. You haven't heard of us yet, because we haven't done much in this sector. Not within sight of you, anyways. But I can tell you that we are an organization working to undo the damage the Scribe, the Syndicate, and other even worse groups have caused in the Mid-Spur. New information. It can be a little overwhelming, I know. But you've already come so far. I'm sure you can learn a little more.
They're really trying to talk me up.
That's us. We're a pan-species organization who work to secure some degree of stability for the people of the Mid-Spur. And now, the outer spur. Although we're few in number, we have a few tricks to counterbalance that. Intelligence gathering, cooperation with local civilizations, and the careful application of force. We punch above our weight, you might say. There are a few ways to answer that question. Were you to ask them, they
Well,
think
I'm sure you think highly of yourself as well.
themselves. Most aliens, however, view them as little more than ruthless criminals. Grifters and pirates who have moved into the power vacuum left behind by the crumbling Scribe Empire. Piracy, slavery, drug trafficking, 5D pollution. Almost any crime a spacefaring group can commit, they have committed, with great flair and elan. It's the region of space just beyond here, the middle part of this spur of the arm of the galaxy. Much like this region, for the last several thousand years, it has been dominated by the Scribe Empire. But the Scribe's hold over it has been weakening for some time now. Much of the region is now lawless, ruled by criminal organizations, the largest of which is the Syndicate. I'm not familiar with the name, no. As I said, the Liberators have only recently arrived in this region. We have intelligence on all the major spacefaring civilizations in this area, the Taiwa, Menkmak, etc., and humans. Although new arrivals on the galactic stage, word of you has spread far already. It's part of the reason I called you. But we have not heard of all the minor races or history of the region, including whoever these Lexites are. I see. Well, every civilization has their own divisions. Nothing remarkable about that. We've heard enough good things about humanity, and do not doubt you.
Yeah, I doubt you, though.
Are you sure? Kidnapping is a commonly used tactic of the Syndicate as well, whether for the purpose of torture and information extraction, or just possibility of ransom. We have seen them do this many times before. I don't want to doubt your judgment. You understand this situation better than I.
Yeah, he is really trying to talk me up.
Syndicate, I will keep my ear out for any information on your missing commander. Wherever we go, we rely on the assistance of local civilizations, and we simply don't know many here. The Scribe have always been too powerful in this area for us to have dealings here. That has changed thanks to your efforts, and just in time. Aliens from the Mid-Spur are going to be arriving in this region in increasing number in the coming months and years. On the far side of the Mid-Spur, a crisis is brewing. Aliens are disappearing. Entire civilizations. Have you? Then I think I'd like to learn more about these Lexites. If they know more about this calamity, I would have this information. It's impossible to say what it is. Every attempt to investigate the missing aliens has met with failure. Information itself cannot seem to escape the phenomena. All anyone can do is flee, which they have done in great number, fleeing through this region. At best, this will cause an enormous amount of instability for you and the other aliens in this area. At worst, thanks to groups like the Syndicate, humanity and its allies may not survive at all. That's why we've contacted you. We'd like you to help us, so that we can help you. Aside from our advanced technology, we'll keep this region stable. That may sound like a small thing, but consider this. Humans are currently the apex species of this region.
Honestly, I think that they've been the would be better.
Anything which
But
upsets it will result in your fall. Thinking further ahead, the Liberators are the most experienced and effective group at organizing mass migrations. If the danger of the mid-spur reaches here, you would do well to have us as your allies.
But no, I mean, it's like for what the Pinthi are, I'd say they're more the apex species. We're just the ones that like have the personality characteristics to pull everyone together, which you see in a lot of sci-fi actually. Like even in Star Trek, the humans are not necessarily always the most advanced, but they're the ones that were able to form the Federation. They're the ones that are able to hold it together. Like you see in Deep Space Nine, it's like the understanding that the Dominion have that Earth is the key to the Federation. If Earth is lost, the Federation will fall. And also, if the Dominion wins, it's not stated by the Dominion, it's stated by the genetically enhanced people that... Is that 2 or 3 episodes they're in? I think it's 3 episodes. That... when... Because they predicted that the Federation would fall, but inevitably a revolution would start on Earth to overthrow them. So, anyway, I just want to make some notes here. Where's they talk themselves? They talk themselves up, but try to keep a modesty, while also talking you up a lot. Likely to... Is Woo with 2 O's? It'll work anyway, it's just my notes. To them without considering their possible duplicity. That one I know how to spell. I don't use woo them. I don't use duplicity that much either. But duplicity is just an easy word for me to be like, yes, I spell it this way. They claim the Scribe Empire existed in the mid-spur. We are in outer spur, but for a time has been weakening, allowing criminal organizations to assume power, including the Syndicate, which the Liberators try to pose as best they can. They do this by allying themselves with local species. Yeah, I really do believe that they are just trying to manipulate me.
We are trying to find a suitable base of operations. Although the Liberators prize mobility and the flexibility that
they want deep horizons.
Some activities simply require fixed, defended facilities. For various strategic reasons, we would desire this base exist in the Chandri cluster. You move faster and more easily in this region than we do. We're hoping you can find...
Which one is that? I know I was there not that long ago, I just don't remember which one.
With greenery. Our biological needs are typical. And there is another issue, a more delicate one. We have another agent in the region, Agent 96. We've lost contact with him. I suspect Syndicate involvement. Finding and rescuing him may involve some fooling the Syndicate into trusting you. Something I could never do. Agents operate largely independently of each other, interacting with locals to further the goals of the Liberators. So I'm not entirely sure what mission Agent 96 was on, only that something has gone wrong. We suspect syndicate involvement, because that is almost always the answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
This
surprised
is
if
a
liberators
new
are
region for
technically
us.
part of the syndicate in some
There
weird
are
way.
hazards we are not aware of. Hazards you're more familiar with than ourselves.
Like, if they are actually formally part of the syndicate, that's just like, the good cop is the syndicate's bad cop kind of thing, or if it's that they split off. But yeah, I do not trust this guy. I do not, and because he's the only representative I got for the liberators, I'm not trusting them. Not necessarily gonna trust the syndicate, but he is trying to manipulate me, and I
His
know
last
it.
communication was from the Zeta Moose sector. That would be a good place to begin a search. I am glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Farewell, humans.
Yeah, I very much do not trust this guy. Plus, just like going by Agent 71, Agent 96 is also a little worrying, because I don't want to put it. It seems an impersonalization, as in removing personalization, that I could see that being done to manipulate. Like, it gives a sense of order, like, hey, you can trust us. Yeah, it just, I don't want to trust him. And also think about it, he's basically saying, hey, give us a permanent foothold in this area. We'll help you control this area because, we'd be so useful. He's setting up the syndicate, which may very well be bad guys. Generally, things called the syndicate are not that good. At least in many, examples of media like this. Now, I'll grant that. But it's... if the syndicate is organized crime, this also feels a bit like organized crime. At least how it's presented in television movies, where it's the whole somebody comes in and it's like, hey, I'll help you with this. And then you let them, but then they start putting new conditions on it and they start taking over your position, and you don't, that's not why you let them in, but you let them in, now you can't get rid of them. That's my concern. I almost wonder if the syndicate, though criminal, might have a certain air of honesty to them that this guy doesn't have. Like, this guy wouldn't necessarily stab you, but he'd cut you repeatedly from behind. At least the syndicate, maybe they'd be like, oh, no, we just stab you in the front. We may also just stab you in the back. It depends on the kind of stabbing we feel like doing. Yeah, I just... And I'm expecting to be double-crossed. Games have taught me to be cynical about many things. Actually, a lot of things have taught me to be cynical. And I can turn it on and off. Well, no, I don't actually turn off the cynicism. It's more I'm aware that it's cynicism. And so it's, I am just informed by my cynical suspicions. But that doesn't mean I have to attach great weight to them, I guess. It doesn't go off, but it can be made less significant to me. Anyway, we'll see what comes, but this guy is not making me comfortable. Almost to the point of, if this were reality, it'd be like, yeah, sure, Once that, line is, the channel's closed, it's like, so we want to not let him in anywhere, right? Like, if we can think of a way to not have him or the Syndicate, we're doing that, right? Right? Everybody agrees? Another thing that would come into and weigh on my thinking is, the concept of the lesser of two evils. Well, there's also an advantage of the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. And as I was saying, the Syndicate might have a certain honesty to them in that, yeah, we do this stuff, so they would be the devil you know. Whereas this guy, I don't know. He's talking flowery. He's trying to woo me to his side. I'm not necessarily gonna fall for that. Wonder what would happen if I sicked the Taiwan on him. I mean, that would be a beautiful thing to be able to do. It's just be like, hey, Taiwan, we have a new friend for you. Just sick the annoying species on somebody. I mean, that would also be that actually would be a funny thing to see as a mechanic in a game, where you can have a species like the Taiwan that they are known for being annoying and such, but they're good-hearted, they're good-natured, so you can't get angry at them, but that doesn't mean they don't annoy you, and you can just sick them on somebody. So it's like, diplomatically, this is fine, you can do this, but it's why are you punishing me like this could be a response. Why have you done this to me? I can't hurt them, I can't stop them, and this is your fault. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some grand strategy games that exactly allow you to do that. I don't do much grand strategy. I have some. I do have Crusader Kings 2. Enjoy that soundtrack, by the way. I think that's a good soundtrack. I also do have, oh crap, what is the title? What is it? Stellaris. I do have a copy of that. I've never even installed it, though. I think I may have, I think I did install Crusader Kings 2 at one point, and looked at it, and it's like, I have no idea what is going on. Yeah, I'm out. It did not seem an approachable game. For me, at least. For some people, it may very well be, and I would not doubt. I'm not going to doubt if somebody says, no, yes, it is a high learning curve, but once you get into it, it's an amazing game. I would not doubt that, if that is what people say. I'm passing no judgment on its quality by saying that it wasn't approachable for me. I'm just saying, for me, I don't know if I could get into that without doing a lot more reading than I necessarily want to do for a video game. There it is. I do now also kind of wonder how much reading will the average gamer do for a video game. That was also reminded me, I once saw a piece of research, I think I shared it, I don't remember, it was years ago though, that depending on the game, video games were actually having a positive impact on literacy in children. Which, makes some sense. Like, I mean, true, children. You wouldn't want them playing these games, but there's a fair amount of reading that goes into The Witcher. The Witcher 3, definitely. I think also Witcher 2. It's been long enough for The Witcher 1. Well, yeah, it should have plenty as well. But because you have a reason to read all this, and it doesn't. Now, true, that there's a lot more depth that you could achieve with the reading in that game, then be necessary for this, but just the continued exposure to the writing, that alone is helpful. It's sort of like how comic books are still good, because if you have a kid you can't get them to read a novel, but you can get them to get them reading comics then, because they're reading, and depending on what the comic is, some of them are very good stories. It might not be Shakespeare, it might be a Shakespearean tale told in a new way, a different way, but it's still building a habit and joy of reading is a good thing, regardless of what it is they're reading. And once you get them reading one thing, it's going to be easier to get them to start reading other things too. But definitely finding ways to get people to read, because I know this is such a tangent, but I'm doing the whole trying to have something to talk about. That for me, like I would do the whole, I will read this, you need to read this book for school, I will read it before basically anything is assigned, because once it becomes, I need to read it, I'm not going to want to read it.
Found a wrecked scribe colony, sir. Looks like a hurricane hit it. Hard winds, at any rate. The buildings are all missing their roofs. This was a while ago, though. Vegetation has mostly taken back everything.
What vegetation would
We'll
be
see
here?
if there's anything here we can use.
Now, with how much text there is in this game, like how that came up and had it to read, this game too would probably work for that, helping with literacy. And I'm trying to remember what the rating is for this game. Does it have a rating? I don't remember. I would probably peg it at T, though. At least in that neighborhood of teen with the ESRB. I don't know the Peggy ratings as well. I don't think that would make sense, at least. But yeah, it could be a viable way to have kids reading and be interested in reading. There it is. I should really do more reading myself, aside from like tech news stories kind of stuff. But that legitimately is most of what I read today, not so much books. Though I have started Connecticut yanking off this cord. And I may also use that to work on an experiment. I'm just using the copy that Project Gutenberg has up, which, if you've ever looked at those, the formatting is not always that great. And what I'm thinking about doing is figuring out a way... Okay, where is Zeta Mus? But he also wanted me to go somewhere else. Chaudhry Cluster, okay. Yeah, I have been here, that's what... Oh, there's something there as well. But yeah, sometimes Project Gutenberg formatting isn't that great, so I'm gonna see about maybe messing around with how to do some ebook processing in Python to help me like quickly do some fixing, because also I write enough stuff that I end up wanting to make into an ebook, so having another method of doing that could prove helpful, because I am comfortable with like working making up the HTML that you need. Oh, that's a gas giant. That's why it's not been landed on, and it's still bold. I think this is the guy I want to talk to, not that one. I'm gonna go with this since I don't know what I'm up against. And for a moment, I was looking at the wrong ship. Now, what are you doing? Oh, that was easy.
Incoming ship, Captain. It's a ship, so it doesn't display emotion. But if I had to guess, I'd suggest this one is unhappy.
Whoa! You just whacked Barlan. Personally, can't say I blame you. No one liked Barlan. But it is going to be a bit of a problem now. Well, he had a job to do. Now I have that job to do. The job, in case you're curious, is confronting suspected agents and allies of liberators, which for all intents and purposes means you. So, what are you doing here? Are you? Are you working with them? That would sure explain why Barlan attacked you. You should reconsider that. We are familiar with humanity's accomplishments and the impact you've had on the region. And I can certainly see how formidable that ship and fleet of yours has become.
Thank you.
There are a lot better uses for humanity's talents and temperament than working with the Liberators. My name is Dagrosa. I'm with the Syndicate, and I have an eye for talent. How about you work for us instead? They care too much about the wrong things. Honor, justice, vague principles whose definitions they keep changing.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
Bad principles, mind you. I believe in honor. I believe in justice. But I also believe in getting things done. All the Liberators do is gum up the works, slow everything down. Work for us, and we can share information, resources, and technology with you, and all humans. The Syndicate has stayed alive and intact under some very trying circumstances. Very trying circumstances, which are, likely headed your way. You might like to know how we did it. They call us criminals, smugglers, pirates. They're usually exaggerating, but we're alive, and that's a bottom line that's hard to argue with.
But see what I mean? This guy, he really is coming off as way more honest than the other one. Alright.
Well, that was easy. You obviously might be lying, though. Like, we're not morons. First, do something to prove you can be trusted. There are some Norest refugees in the Atharna system. They have a transport that contains a precious artifact from the days of the Faction of 8. There may be other Norest in the area, but this is one of their heavy transports, which will stand out. The artifact it's carrying will be useful to us, and as is the way with bosses, my boss wants it. We were about to take them by force, but you blowing up my friend has made that a little difficult. Find the Norest, take the artifact, and bring it to me. The Norest are normally pushovers, but this time they have an escort, so this won't be easy. Do this for me, then we can talk. Not even I'm sure, but I have orders. Also, it's none of your business. Oh, they won't. That's where the, pragmatic application of violence will come in. Are you sure? I've told you too much to just let you walk away now.
I mean, yeah, I am not looking to kill the Norest.
That's too bad then.
Thank you.
Looks like that ship launched an escape pod, Captain. Want another chat with him?
Yeah.
You bastard! I can't believe I was bested by a human.
Why not?
You've seriously come here to rub it in? You bastard.
Yeah, I just felt like it.
Do you promise to let me live if I tell you?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, I'll tell you. We're holding his disabled ship in the Alpha Brutus system. He's well guarded, though, so be prepared for a fight. What? I'm unarmed! No, please!
Oh, son of a bitch, I don't want to do that. Yes. No. I mean, legitimately, I didn't want to kill him. It was like, you have to join us now. And like, you're coming with us kind of thing. Not a...
I can't
Not a we're gonna
believe
kill
I
you
was
thing. Come on.
You bastard. Do you promise to let me live if I good? Alright, we're holding. He's well guarded, though. Blech.
I'm serious. I was thinking, like, we were gonna hold you. I mean, I'm sure we got a brig on this ship. Let's use it. There. And just for the hell of it, I'm gonna hang on to the silver as well. Alright, Alpha Brutus. Where is that? Not that far, and I've been to already. That is one of those changes that actually was made by a patch, the having bolded on the planet names, and I think that one, but the systems being more transparent after you visited them, that I know was one of the changes. At least I'm confident it is. I'm just curious about this ship that doesn't seem to be moving. Oh no, it is moving, just slowly. I think it's the one I might buy, but just in case. Nope, I was right. Okay. I wanted to be certain, though. I'm guessing that's another Syndicate ship there, and that's the disabled one. Oh, there's more than one. Moon attack ship.
A human ship?
Yeah.
You my executioner? You would not have been my first guess, but certainly a capable one. What is this? Small talk? Have
Yeah.
you come to kill me or not?
Let's say no.
Apathy is not a trait I'd heard associated with humans.
Well, I'm teasing you.
Always get involved.
Yeah.
Please, you can still do some good.
I kind of want him to
They disabled the power
talk
core
more.
of my ship, but all the other systems remain intact. There is a way to restart the core, though, by tuning the engine's hyperfield emitters to act as an antenna, and then applying a large enough hyperwave burst to them. It wouldn't take much. Your comm system could do it. I've seen it work before. So, will you help me, human, or not? Good.
Yeah, I think
see
I have
your
to.
hyperwave pulse. Keep it up. Hyperfield emitters engaged. Gearing reduced. Keep going. Yes, The engines are restarting. Excellent. My ship is combat operational. Now we must defend ourselves. You take one, I'll take the other.
Just, Yeah, you say that, but I think I can handle both with this. Enchanted Destroyer, that's it. I do like this ship. This is actually a pretty decent ship. Good health on it. Decent weapons. So I do tend to... It would be nice if it had a more defensive weapon on it than the Repulsor, to be honest. Come on. Come on, we gotta talk some more. We are not done yet.
You did well, human. You did better than many Liberator agents would have. You have done a great deed today. I am late for an appointment with some Norast, but after that I will return to Agent 71. Hopefully I will run into you there. One last thing. During the fight, I intercepted an outgoing transmission from the Syndicate to a ship in the Zeta Wendigo system. Perhaps they were trying to warn his superiors of what unfolded here. I cannot tell if the transmission completed or not. You've done much for the Liberators already, but I will now ask you to do more. Investigate the Zeta Wendigo system. If possible, act as if you are still working with the Syndicate. When complete, report your findings to Agent 71. Good luck.
See, I really do suspect I'm gonna find out that he's stealing that same artifact from the Norast. Alright, can I just do this? Yeah. Zeta Wendigo, wasn't it? Alright. Yeah, I really do not trust... I have been... It's same coin, just different sides. Hopefully there will be some resolution with them that can basically be I kick both of them out of the area. That is what I would like to do. It's like, y'all need to leave.
60, welcome back.
Right. To here? Yep. Wait, what the heck is that?
I bet you want something. I got no time for... Talk to the boss and say to Wendigo. He probably doesn't have time for you either, though. So, fair warning.
So is this the Syndicate boss that I every now and then run into? The one that wants a password? Is that who I'm gonna find here? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Who are you and why shouldn't I shoot you? Is that all you have to say? Get lost. No, you first.
I already told you who. Alright.
Well, that's suspicious. I did get an incomplete transmission. Couldn't make any sense of it, though. What were you doing with Dagrosa? No, we do not. But everyone knows that. But you wouldn't have found me here if you hadn't have talked to him, I guess. You better get his communication problems fixed quickly. Krieg doesn't tolerate that kind of stuff. Okay then, I don't trust you.
Fair enough.
But that's normal. I don't trust anyone. Let's say I don't mistrust you enough not to work with you. I'm Vark. There's a few ways I could describe myself. Let's go with contractor. I'm a contractor for the Syndicate. I'm looking for artifacts. I know. The galaxy is swimming in artifacts. Who even cares? Well, the Syndicate cares. Specifically about artifacts belonging to some aliens called the Faction of 8. Right. You're from these parts. The Scribe tried to destroy most of their artifacts, and over the past 10,000 years or so, they've mostly succeeded. But any old thing can become an artifact if it sits around long enough. And there were a lot of any old things. They still pop up every now and then. I have leads on 3 of them in the nearby area. 3 that we need. Heck, maybe you've already come across them in your travels. I don't know where you've been. Firstly, there's a metallic staff with carvings. That should be in Gamma Domo somewhere. Secondly, the FWIFO system should contain the troubling book.
I know what that is.
I am confident we might find an ancient datapad in Gamma Fang. If you return them all to me, my organization could help you. We could help all humans. Good luck.
I don't feel like pressing with this guy. Okay, so FWIFO is this. Let's go to Vega. From there I'll know I'll have the fuel. Alright, Gamma Fang, Gamma Dome. So I haven't been here yet. What's that? Oh. Thought I clicked in here. So those are both over here and FWIFO down there. Alright. Oh yeah, I could have gone all the way to FWIFO, I just didn't. Alright, where are you? Wait, oh, it's shattered, that's why. Oh, here's the... That's the Syndicate guy that wants a password. I'm just gonna ignore him for now, but I wonder... It may tie in with FWIFO being so near. may have enough fuel to just go straight to a starbase from here and then warp to be nearer to the 2 Gamma locations. Please zoom out. I really do want to be able to look around. Well, looks like that's where it'll be. And what have you got to say? Yep.
That guy was awesome. I like him.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust I actually have it. And we can look at this. But I have so much. I don't care. I don't care. He can have the 10,000. Because who knows? Maybe he was telling the truth. Probably not. But, you know. I can take the loss. Plus, is it really so bad to work with a Mac, even if you know they're lying? Oh yeah, that's right, I still have this. What am I gonna do with it? Here we go. Ah! Lovely. No, actually, I think that one might be close. So, do that. Zeta Horus. The blue cross is Zeta Horus, where the black hole gun is. And oh yeah, I have that in the introduction of the review, because I also like just talk about doing the the base game over again. It's like, yeah, that's where you can find it. Okay, I think this will be fine. Yeah. Let's hit this one first. I just want to make a note. Oh, hang on, actually. Is somewhat comforting. There, just made a note. The Syndicate are asked about being criminals, which is somewhat comforting. You do get the opportunity to work with them, possibly as a lie, which I appreciate as I trust neither side. The scribe first joined and then destroyed. They had ruled over this section of the galaxy. Curiously, one of the things the scribe said about them is they did not advance past a certain point, which is how the scribe beat them by secretly developing technologies, and that was thousands of years ago. So they would be significantly less advanced than the current scribe. Why the interest? That is what I'm curious about, is why is the interest in Faction of 8 artifacts? I mean, the scribe working to destroy them, that doesn't bother me, because the scribe want people to believe that they are the originators of all things. And oh great, that's an attack, a fight. There we go. So let's look in on this. First, this thing though, the wreckage. Cool. I'm gonna check out the rest of this stuff here, but well, actually, hang on. Let me... Yeah, I will save first, but what happens if I get close enough here? No, not currently. You two figure this out. I guess another way to put it is, you two are both aliens to this area. I'm currently the highest representative of the new dominant species here. I'm not picking a side between you two. Why would I? If anything, I should try to be kicking both of you out. Or making you both allies. I mean, I'm not interested in either of you for what you can do to me. I'd be interested in what both of you can do, or getting rid of both of you. say I need to be the one in charge. It's another way to look at it. Plus, I don't fully know what your beef is. I mean, I know that technically I am supposed to pick a side between them during this DLC, but I do not know the specific issue you two have, and I don't have reason to trust either of you. Oh, you guys are slow to fight. I mean, I always finish my fights before now, unless it's against like a real capital ship kind of thing. Alright, don't mind me. I'm just gonna fly by. Also, something else is you're promising me technology. What technology? What have you got that I'm gonna be interested in? I kind of wonder, what is there an opportunity here? And I'd kind of like it if there were, to like go and ask the scribe, hey, they claim to be from an area that you once ruled. Suggestions? Because I mean, it's also, I would be, in this kind of situation personally, more supporting of the idea of Scribe, let's work together. You know, there's no reason you can't be involved. You can't remain involved with the future of this, though you do need some attitude adjustment because you know, you're not so important anymore, so stop being so self-important. Like, you were defeated. You need to admit that. But it's like, let's keep them around instead of inviting these two idiots in. I'll do this stuff first, then I'll hail that. I'm also thinking that the whole idea of, like, you know, letting the scribe in, I'd want to coordinate that with the Pinthy, because it would be the Pinthy that I'd be like, so, if need be, you could, you know, kill them, right? Just, you know, you're the super weapon that can handle them if that happens. We don't want that to happen. We just want to, you know, make sure that we do have this option if it is unfortunately needed. And I have a feeling the Pinthy would be like, it would be possible, but we don't want to. And it's like, I get that. I really do. And I don't want you to have to kill them. I just wanted to make sure that that is an option if we do take this option of helping them. Alright. What have we got here?
Supply dialogue objective statement with supplemental information exchange authorization granted. Self-permission granted to thank you for saving the galaxy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for saving the galaxy.
You're welcome.
Now, please go. Documenting how the galaxy was saved will be perhaps an even greater feat than actually doing it. Beginning pre-phase Alpha-A of policy bye-bye.
There. So you two have fun continuing to fight each other. I'm just gonna collect all this stuff. And if I could hide it somewhere, and, you know, well, no, it would probably still be safest on the ship. But, yeah, because I don't want Liberators, I don't want the Syndicate to have these things. I don't understand what's going on. I need to understand, then I can make a decision. And the decision might just be, no, I keep them. You guys don't get to have them. Nana nana boo boo. I would nana nana boo boo powerful groups of aliens. I would do it. I was like, that's where I'm going. You can follow me there. Ah, damn it. Yeah. Knowing what it is that these guys can do. Definitely want the phaser. Here we go. Thank you. That was very good timing, actually. Oh, damn. Did not realize. Drones. And I can grab this too. Oh. Wrong thing. There we go. Alright, so I now have all 3 artifacts, and I'm guessing both the Syndicate and the Liberators want them. I'm only guessing. I'll find out when I visit Agent 71, wherever he is. I know where he is. It's in the captain's log. I just don't remember. Oh, it's over there. I was slightly misaligned. But not completely. Oh yeah, and they want to find them a home. No. They want a foothold. It's really obvious to me, so I don't want to give it to them. You know, one thing I'm kind of wondering about. Haven't had a payoff yet for the whole trap that was set at the end of Return of the Lexites. You know, I haven't had to deal with any alien species yet. Oh, and I also just realized I was told where to find the guy. I haven't gone to do that yet. Damn it. I'll do that. I have to clean out the system. I completely forgot that I had the information. I just remembered about this. Sorry. The game's non-linear. I'm allowed to do this. Wasn't I told? No, that's not what I was told. I was just told where that agent was being held. That's right. Still need to find the commander. And that is also true. I am more inclined to work with the Syndicate right now to get him back. Ifus? Ifus? I don't know how you pronounce it. I am not finding any radioactives. This is getting kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm not just collecting this stuff for the money. I'm collecting so I can purchase those things. I also don't know what's up with the gold. It's like, I have enough, but it's like, no, you don't. And who knows, maybe there'll be a patch sometime soon that'll address that. Alright, Cadre. I know I've been there. Okay. I'm thinking I will look, so I have the information, but I won't necessarily give it to him. Oh, I've got to do that.
Six you, welcome back.
And actually, I'm a little curious about something. What do I have here? I'm just thinking, would there be one worth dropping to grab another cargo pod? Probably not. Alright, so... yeah, where is he? Oh, he's still there, okay. Which is not that far away. That's over there. I see you coming. You really don't want to fight me. I mean, come on, why do you bother? I got ships that could basically sneeze at you, Kazanti, and you die. Not that ships... well... no, not my ships don't currently. I don't have a Pinthy one in the fleet. Although I do the Greekoks. Those guys might just sneeze. I don't know. You would think that being space fish, they don't necessarily have respiratory systems, but I don't know. Maybe they do. Or maybe, you know, they sneeze, but it's a different kind of sneeze. Maybe that can be another expansion to this game. Do space fish sneeze? Somehow I doubt that that question will ever get back to Stardock. Like, no one will watch this and no one will be like, hey, Stardock, to answer the question, do space fish sneeze? Do real fish sneeze? I think that they could. At least some. Oh, hey, another... oh, you bailed. Good plan.
It is the humans who have been rampaging through my kin. What is left to say, humans? Oh, so it's us, the people who keep attacking and killing civilian vessels. We're the bad guys.
Yep.
Morality is a construct, friendo.
Yeah, and we're constructed better than you, friendo. This is so annoying. It is late evening, and I'm just constantly seeing my phone light up because I'm getting emails. Like, not like personal emails, just and not spam emails per se, but just like emails from companies. It's like, why are you sending this now? Then it's also maybe they send it early. I've seen that some places where it'll say, hey, this was sent at 6 a.m. I get it at 10. Oh goody, more gold. Maybe eventually I'll have enough to be able to buy the thing that I already have enough to buy. It's not supposed to make sense. You know, I do kind of wonder if any of the preview playthroughs I've done have been noticed by developers. Because on the one hand, you know, they may, and in a way it would be a good resource, wouldn't it? You know, to have somebody who is reviewing a game basically share with the developer, not directly, but you know, the developer be able to watch and see the live reactions to the content. You'd think that that could be positive. But on the other hand, it's like, I mean, I shouldn't really say nobody watches these videos. I know some do. They do get some views, but it's just not that much. Usually. I still remember I was so surprised when I saw that one. It's actually kind of funny because it was the Star Control Origins review playthrough where suddenly it's like somebody left a comment that they've watched through all of them and now they're buying the game. It's like, what? People are watching these? And then I looked, it was like 60,000 viewing minutes. That surprised me. And I think there may have been one other game that actually happened to again, with a high number of viewing minutes. And it was definitely nice because, you know, sort of validation that doing this is worth it. Even though I'm choosing to do it regardless of. It's like I started doing because I thought it was a good idea, not necessarily because people would watch it. So like how with some of my miscellaneous articles, I put the scripts and such for that up on GitHub, and also the scripts for processing the performance data. It's all up on GitHub. I don't actually expect anyone to look there, but it is there, so if anyone wants to look, they can. Oh, I don't need it. You know, it's sort of a decision of mine to just be more transparent with some of this stuff. But also with some of the scripts, it's so that, like, especially the performance processing scripts, the performance data processing scripts, that's also so that, hey, does anyone that actually knows what the heck I'm supposed to do? Go ahead, make it better. Although it's funny, I think at this point I actually have some of the scripts. Maybe not the Python script, but the R script. I think I got that pretty well done. You know, after how many years of working with them, working on them, and then overhauling them for that one article, the Series Statistics reprocessed one, I think that they're in, you know, pretty good place. I don't doubt that there's ways it could be done better, but I think it's in a good place. So it's also shared in part because the whole, I taught myself how to work with R and taught myself how to work with Python by, you know, looking up questions online, looking at documentation. Some documentation is better than others, by the way, but anyway. So it's not like I have an account with, you know, Stack Overflow is a place you see a lot. People ask questions how to do this and get answers. And I definitely saw some questions of mine with something similar enough to be answered there, so I'm not doing that, but it's like, here's the whole thing up there, including a fully commented version of the script. I don't know if anyone will ever look there and find answers, but if they look there, they may be able to find answers to their own questions. It's a way of giving back, even if not to the specific ways that I took advantage of. I'm sorry, I don't want more accounts than I already have. It's really as simple as that.
Found a structure. It looks wind damaged, which seems odd for a planet with no atmosphere. It's a library. This planet was once the home of a species known as the Zaylants. They were apparently discovered and uplifted by the Tywum. Sometime after that, they ran into a group of spacefaring eels who asked many questions about the atmosphere. 2 weeks later, a massive space beast showed up.
That sounds familiar.
That atmosphere. The records kind of stop there.
That'd be the Greek rocks and the ancient one. This way. Out and then to the next system.
We visited this system once ourselves. There are ruins here you should examine, Captain.
Thinking this order. Close enough. This looks like one of those antenna things.
We're picking up a distress call, Captain. It's originating from one of these craters. Here, right at the bottom, there's the remains of some kind of structure. Concrete or something like it, but crumbling at our touch. Has to be thousands of years old. Found the distress beacon. We'll give it a bit of juice. Okay, it's calling for all Zolop forces to go into hiding, to avoid engaging the Scribe. I guess there was a war here. I can also guess who won. Oh well, we'll see if there's anything here we can use.
So that is interesting. A damage amplifier for the lander. It would actually be kind of valuable too, because some drones have definitely got enough health to be a problem. Which is kind of why I don't bother shooting them if I can avoid it. Whee! Oh, that's shattered, so I don't need to worry about that one. Oh, vegetative, so maybe that's a place that the so-called liberator... Well, no. Yeah, inhospitable. I have a feeling I'm not really going to find many worlds that they'd be able to settle on. Which I'm fine with. That was also interesting that they wanted to be in this system specifically. And I'm also wondering what is going to happen with... Ah, damn it, I didn't realize that there was more. Oh well, I don't need the selenium. What's going to happen with the harmony? Because there's a part of me that's hoping we will be able to turn them against something. Either the Lexites or whatever's coming from W51. Let me exit first, then warp up there. Or autopilot up there, however you want to look at it. There's another number of plans together, or there's a...
Once on a secret mission for the scribe. It didn't come back, which meant it must have done a pretty good job, right?
No, that's not what that means. Okay, so yeah, it was just a bunch of plans together. I was thinking that, or it's a ship that was there. Yeah, I realize there's smalls here, but I just kind of feel like cleaning everything off. Does seem like some of these worlds may be viable. Well, not this one with all the drones on it, but you know, some of them might work. Wow, this gravity is low. says it's toxic.
Down Taiwan ship here, Captain. There's an awful lot of little nicks on the hull, from a cutting beam. I bet this was the Scrive toying with them. Poor Taiwan. Let's see if there's anything here worth taking.
Well, I do have a heavy Taiwan bolt. So I guess now I have a matched set, as it were. No. There. Alright, I'm gonna have to sell stuff though before long, but one's here. That'll be helpful. 1, 2. Wings is all. There. And there. Not even 200 left. Storage slots. This will be pushing it. Alright. I have to get to selling stuff, so...
Welcome back.
Hey! Alright, where's... Alright, I don't know why it needs so much gold, but anyway. Oh, I can sell the Axon drive. I definitely don't need that. Okay, that's what that is. Wait. Thought I got an amplifier for the lander. Really? I can buy these now. Awesome. There. mean, since I can buy them, I'm gonna do this. Turn it in. And also, I want to quickly look. Blueprint ship. Looks like ship blueprints. Could have sworn that it said something about blueprints for a dropship thing.
Welcome back, Captain.
Hang on. Possibly with the Earth. Rises, DLC, or an accompanying patch, you can now purchase the different hyperdrives you found, which really helps with donating them for use on colony ships.
Great. Do you also have 10 units of francium? Because we're excellent work. I can't say our colonists aren't a little, but your success has given them and everyone. Anything else, Captain?
Here's one thing I didn't think to look at, though. Wait. Oh, I do. I don't need the supercharger. I'm just looking once more. Maybe I'm just insane. I probably am just insane. It is also weird, so I might be able to get rid of them, but I can't change them, yet I have that UI. Okay, so they did get replenished, good.
Anything
Oh,
else,
wait,
Captain?
no, hang on, back in there. Good of him. I'd rather have somebody else there. Okay. This is interesting, having a lot more options. Yeah, it would be kind of funny. Yeah, I'll just, use a Syndicate battle cruiser against the Syndicate. I am curious about this one. Actually, no. Yeah, let's go with this one, because I am curious. Heavy bolt and drone release, okay.
Anything else, Captain?
Nope.
Go get them, whoever or wherever.
I do kind of feel like finishing off in the Chandri sector, because if nothing else, it's getting me stuff. And then I'll head back over to, what's his name? Agent 71. 32 is a funnier number, though.
Welcome back.
It's a little bit closer, I think. I also just forgot that, oh yeah, I'm just going over there. yet another Kazanti ship. But in a way that's fine, because I can try out the battlecruiser, the Taiwan battlecruiser on them. You know, very safely, since the Kazanti ships are kind of pushovers.
It is the what is left to say. Your worst.
Jeez. That guy got shredded. I did not realize that the Taiwan Heavy Bolt was going to be firing that fast either. I mean, that is a much more powerful weapon than you'd think the Taiwan would have. Yeah, there's a drone. This will finish off the Chandri system. Start over there and then work over. Okay, so we have two Kazanti Intimidators and a Kazanti Freighter, it looks like. They make freighters? Or steal them, I guess. Glad I made it through that. Oh, wait. Yeah, I want this one. More silver. Okay. I don't know, I just felt like it. I know it's kind of being a jerk, but yeah, I just felt like it. I'm just... Okay. Alright, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, if they want to make an honest living, alright. I don't feel need to interfere with that. And hopefully if the Liberators are like, hey, where can we live? It's like, not here. Crikeys? Would that be how you say that? You know what? No. I'm not gonna take that. Not worth it. Oh, I didn't notice that one there. Oh well. What do you want?
It is the humans who have... What is left to say, humans? Oh, so it's morality, is it?
Sure. Oh man, it is hard to aim because this thing turns very slowly. There we go. But that did basically only take one hit. One shot to actually kill it, so kinda good with that. Now I am hoping, because it kind of looked like that Gazanti ship was coming towards me, that I don't need to kill the miners. That is also part of the reason why I said we never wanted to fight you. Okay, good. He wasn't coming for me. You know, I'm still kind of wondering what I'm going to do with that crashed Tesla. Because I remember finding that in the original playthrough when the game came out. You know, about a year and a half ago. So, yeah, I mean, just is it actually going to have a purpose? I hope so. Alright, not much longer. It's like a crashed ship.
Found a wrecked ship, Captain. We'll see if we can get this thing flying.
Okay. There we go. Okay, I guess I can't do anything with life. Oh, that finishes it off. Okay.
You're back. I have been in communication with Agent 96. Well done. He described the battle and what happened after. Did you investigate the incomplete communication from the Syndicate ship you destroyed? That's new, and that's concerning. The Syndicate don't normally hold much interest in archaeology. There must be something they know about the Faction of 8 that we don't. Something pertinent to the present-day situation. I have a plan. We'll not only be able to find out more about what the Syndicate is doing, we'll be able to slow them down at the
Gather the artifacts yourself.
Retrieve the artifacts they're looking for, then deliver them to me. I will synthesize replicas laced
See, this is what I mean. He's an asshole.
Once you return them to this Vark, he will hopefully deliver them to his boss, or somewhere else equally unsuspecting.
Thinking them out of explosives.
Syndicate from the inside. I've discussed
That's just straight
our need
treachery.
for a fixed base before. The matter is more urgent now, because I will need a fixed facility to synthesize the replicas. Please find a suitable base location in the Chandri cluster, something organic, something we can use as a platform for victory. The Syndicate have murdered many innocent people themselves, and will continue to do so. Anything which damages them or their capabilities is entirely ethical.
That's not how that works.
The Syndicate have murdered anything which damages them or their... Splendid. I am confused why you have both the Troubling Book and another regular book with the title Troubling Book. But I have what I need. As I said though, I can't synthesize the replicas, and can you continue your hunt for a suitable location to establish a base in? Thanks.
Interesting, because I've already been through all of those. So I'm just... No, he didn't take them. I still have them. Alright, well, yeah. I don't like that you can get trapped in certain dialogue trees. It's like, I don't want to turn this stuff over to Vark, but I kind of want to see what he has to say.
Welcome back.
See, I'm also just checking to make sure I don't have any radioactives that I could lock, so I make sure I don't lose any. I just want to see what's going to be up with this. And I'm hoping it'll be something like, no, I get to turn them in. Because that I will go for. But I don't want to just turn them over to him. And I definitely don't want to make the bombs. I mean, come on.
I still haven't heard back from their group, but for now, do you have the artifact? Great. Hand them over. I am confused and concerned why you have both the real troubling... Still, whatever. This is good. The faction of 8 had abilities we're only just learning about. This will help the Syndicate a lot. This might help everyone a lot. I suppose you'd want a reward now. My boss gave me this weapon, but it's no good for my ship. You might as well have it. I find him in Vega. I think he's going to want to talk to you. He's always looking for talent. It was his idea. Find him in Vega. It was his idea. Take it seriously, though. He does. There's something else you might be able to help me with. Don't let this slow you down from meeting Krieg. But the Syndicate needs help with this too. I am looking for a measure known as the Librarian. This one is a little unusual for a measured. He or she or it or whatever has been granted a lot more autonomy than they normally do. Conducting research of some kind. Filling in gaps in their archives. Unfortunately, my source, died explosively before he could tell me where the librarian is. All I got is a hint. A riddle even. Not a serpent coiled lies alone. All avoid it, even the stars. You're from around here. That make any sense to you? Use your sector map and try to work out which system the riddle is referring to. Thanks. Hope you survive.
That's it. Maybe this will give me some way to betray the Syndicate. Because like I said, I don't like any of them. I don't like the Syndicate, I don't like the Liberators. I mean, so you straight up want to just bomb them. No. This is wrong. And also, I have no idea what plan. I went to all, except for one system that I already visited, went to all of them in Chandri. And it's like, I got no idea. It's like, come on, really?
Captain, we've just received word that humanity has established yet another colony at Ebru in the Ross 154.
That's probably it right there. Interesting. Now we have multiple ships here. Oh, it's a rainbow world. And there's also something secret here. Well, some unidentified object. Didn't it say that? No, it did. There's the box. Wouldn't be surprised if this is where the librarian is. Yep, that's a measured ship.
Hello, human. You don't need to do that with me.
Cool.
But if it's important to you, granted. All measured vessels are different from each other, though in ways often not perceivable to outsiders. But you are right. My differences from the baseline are greater. I am the librarian, a measured vessel with a greater degree of autonomy than the others. But what brings you here? They don't. For a long time, I have concealed my uniqueness and mission from them. Formal greetings, Scribe Legate. Please insert conversational topic H7 and so on. It was easier than you might suspect. They largely ignore measured vessels. But how? Don't tell me. Let me deduce it. You have not heard of me from the Home Office. They tell no one about me. They are, if anything, embarrassed by me. I make contact with few other aliens. Few know me by name, and even less would ask you to seek me out. It's the Syndicate, isn't it? They're looking for me. Please don't tell the Syndicate where I am.
I'm okay with
Whatever
that.
they have told you, they mean only ill for me. And for you, I suspect. Whoever your Syndicate contact is, lie to him. Tell him I died. Make up something. You are a human. All reports I have seen from the Scribe suggest you are good at lying. Though those may have been lies themselves.
Yeah, they
Let's
were.
try
But
this. A Scribe Legate destroyed me for performing duties outside those they permit the measured ward species. You
Accurate.
witnessed this and collected a piece of my computer core from the wreckage. I have a computer core. It belonged to another less fortunate peer of mine. Take it and use it to fool the Syndicate. Thank you. One of my primary missions is to uncover the history
I've already
of my
done that.
own kind. Rumor has it there once was a distant outpost of free measured who compiled data about our origins. These records may exist scattered around the galaxy. The measured were not always like this. Similar, certainly. But we have also clearly been engineered to serve in this role by the Scribe. Our history before this time is largely lost to us. The Scribe simply did not retain these records. One of my goals is the search for contemporaneous records from other civilizations that lived in the same era. One candidate civilization is called the Lalani. I have heard other traders discuss the discovery of Lalani record caches in certain systems within the region. I have been able to narrow down the location of some of these archives. I will transmit their location to your navigation data. I have other tasks keeping me in this area at the time, but if you can secure those records and return them to the Measured Home Office, I would be most grateful. All Measured would, though they might have trouble expressing it. Do this for me, and I will reveal to you the location of one of the surviving members of the Faction of 8.
That's interesting.
You have? It fits. It's a theory I had myself, though with no evidence to support it. I couldn't share it with anyone. I am equal parts pleased and humiliated to see it confirmed. You may have detected by now that I share none of the affection for the Scribe my kind normally do. An anomaly which has isolated me. Even now it brings me no pleasure to know I was right. You have done my people a great service. Maybe now they will see things my way. Your desire to do the right thing or at least the thing which the scribe opposes, pleases me. I feel I can now trust you with a great secret. A member of the faction of 8 survives. The Urpoks survived. At least one of them, anyways. Millennia ago, the Urpoks scattered when it became clear the scribe were going to turn against the faction. Most were hunted down, but at least one group survived and went into stasis far from the Empire. The Empire would catch up eventually, and even lay claim to the system these Urpoks concealed themselves in, but the scribe never actually found them. And now, millennia later, one has awakened. You can meet him if you travel to Famulhot 4. You understand the gravity of this information. You know what's at stake if his position is revealed to the scribe. Please be cautious with this information, human. Thanks again for your help. I hope we meet again someday.
Okay. Kind of hoping to be able to get some more information on the faction fate, but I'm still happy. Because I'm going to track this down. And also, did I actually turn them in? Looks like I actually did. Oh well. So it's not like I could turn the artifacts over to this guy. And I wouldn't... I probably would not have been able to unless I turned the bomb into Vark. And it's like, well, no, I don't. Ends justifying means no, not going for that. Especially when it's the whole, oh, well, they're unethical, so we can do whatever we want to them. It's like, no, that's not how that works. That's itself a very unethical position, in fact. You can attack me? Seriously? Could use that. I'm not going to, but I could. I don't want to use that. Jeff? Seems he got lost. Did you already leave, Jeff? Jeez. Man, this thing's rate of fire is so annoying. Got him. It wasn't easy, but I got him. I just want to check out what that is up there. Oh, and there's a beacon here, so definitely landing. And by the way, though he mentions the cache stuff, the information caches, I remember that being mentioned by the measured, well, finding information caches to turn into them, and finding at least one in the original playthrough. So that's not something that is limited to this DLC. He probably tells you where to go, which would help, but it's not like you're forced to. Yeah. What? Why? Am I gonna need to go and talk to them now? And I do want to figure out about this. Hydro spanner? Ah, got it. It's not supposed to be B4, it's supposed to be just 4. Typos happen. That's really all there is to it, I'm guessing. Typos happen. And that's just a Taiwan ship. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely gonna go there, but I figure top off the fuel. Specifically from hold 4. Oh, sorry, Fomalot 4. Fomalot 4. Which is right there. Oh, and actually before doing that, just want to make a note about the Liberators being like, oh yeah, let's, bomb them. And then after you don't do that, the Syndicate contact points you towards this measured. Huh. That didn't seem worth it. Makes me wonder why that even bothered being a thing. Maybe it fits in with something else that I just haven't gotten to yet. Oh, there's another world over there. Didn't even spot that one. Ooh. Interesting. In fact, there's nothing here is interesting. Alright.
Welcome back.
I think it was this one I didn't explicitly explore just now, so I'll try that again. Then I want to lie to Vark, and then I'll deal with Krieg. I'm guessing this is the world. Should be viable for them. Or not.
Captain, this world looks like it might make a suitable base of plants, rocks. Let's move on. We can let that agent know later.
The Trandall ship. Why is it still there? I mean, I had visited here before. I would have thought I'd taken it.
We're back at that not much more we can do here.
Oh, okay. I can't take it, that's why. Oh yeah, it really was sticking them in, like flipping the whole thing upside down so they were up above me. That's what I thought was happening when I was going upside down, but then it occurred to me that, well, maybe it's just, you know, like turning, you know, like calling that which is behind the lander. Even though what's behind is still in front on the cam. But no, it was in fact flipping them upside down. Okay. That's what I thought was initially happening, but then I wasn't sure. Now, no, that's what was happening. Alright. Not Vega. Damn, I don't remember now. That's what I wanted. Okay. I didn't know I'm going right past Vega, but I want to deal with, the librarian stuff first.
Have you found the librarian? Did you figure out the riddle? Bloody scribe. The librarian could have been a great use to the Syndicate. Thank you for informing me. I will report this to my superiors. I had a bonus for you, but that was only for if you delivered me good news, and you didn't. So long.
Alright. I have more reason to help that random measure I encountered than you. It was Twinkle 123, as I recall.
What's the password? Twinkle 123, huh? What a Well, that means you've been talking with Vark. That must have been fun for you. Indeed. The Kazanti and the Kawa are associate races within the Syndicate. They're currently fighting over the Kruger 60 systems. It's a waste of resources and time. The Syndicate needs them fighting other people. So I need you to go to Kruger 60A and Kruger 60B to find who's in charge of each side and end this nonsense. You'll probably have a hard time getting through the Kawa even. I still do. So your first step will probably need to be seeing Mertz. He's one of my lieutenants. He can hook you up with a translation device that will let you speak with the Kawa. He's been sulking about in Taiwan space lately. You'll find him in 70 off Yukai B. Well, you say I'll believe it. Good luck.
Let's get fuel first. Oh. Let's see about that. Yeah. Go there, then over, and then deal with the Kruger stuff. Or maybe, since it's getting late, maybe leave that for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm past 3 hours on the recording, and it's getting past midnight already. Well, it is past midnight, so. Oh, great.
Have you come to gloat? You have known this.
Found a wrecked ship, Captain. We'll see if we can get this thing flying again.
The best part is it's another Shanted destroyer, and I like that. I like those ships. They're pretty nice. At least for offensive purposes. Not so great defensive, but you know. There's worse out there. And I do kind of feel like pointing out, we have really been neglecting the Save the Commander mission. Like, nothing is... Like, there's not even questions about, hey, you know anything about this human? Or like, I'll work for you, but you gotta help, but you know, you gotta give me the hint. But they're also not being like, you're not here about that guy we kidnapped, are you? That is a tiny Taiwan ship. And what is up, you hitchhiker?
It's our good friends, the human. What's up, good friends? We've been reading a book on how to act cooler, seeming less desperate. That kind. Want to hang out and read it with us? See you later.
Okay. Looks like it's just the Taiwan scout ship.
Well, I wasn't expecting comfort space dust. Yeah, enemies also likely. But not unless you are an enemy. Uh-oh, I don't like it when people know more about me than I do about them. Yes, that is my specialty. Listening, talking, understanding, eavesdropping. If only Krieg was better at those particular skills. Here I am facing an existential crisis.
Oh no.
And did he say anything about helping me out with this I know about your knack for dealing with them. Yes, what is your secret to blowing up scribes so effectively? I have only heard good things about those. Well, either way, I refuse to be Krieg's little errand Mank-Mac until I get back what was taken. Perhaps you'll be more receptive to my begging. In the most recent Mank-Mac homeworld apocalypse, my favorite pet died, a little Radskillian terrier. It used to stab me and the neighborhood children with its little barbs. It was so adorable. I miss it very much. In the months since, I've often looked back at records I kept of its life. But the data crystal containing those records was seized from me recently by a scribe praetor, along with various other goods whose the scribe praetor is currently in beta Arachnis. If you could return to me with this data crystal, or at least then you will have your Kwawa translation device. Thank you, that is very kind. Perhaps this new pet will help fill the void in my shell. Though I confess, I do not think I will have proper closure until I will be waiting.
No, that's fine. I don't mind giving. Well, I didn't have a choice not to give it to him, but you know, it's I'll give it to you. I don't even remember where the hell I found that thing, but sure. Yeah, I'm thinking. I will stop after like taking care of this system and just pick it up again tomorrow. Yeah, why not? There. Okay. Where is that, by the way? There, and the Kruger. Oh, okay, I've already been there, in fact. Alright. Save. Just out of curiosity, almost 40 hours. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, there's more payoffs for to come, but I'm a little unsure about this one. About this experience, mainly because of the whole... right now it does seem I'm kind of navigating a neutral path between them, but it doesn't feel very clear that this is a neutral path or not. I'm just a little unsure about exactly what's happening, but you know, I'll keep going with it, because there's still great potential, plenty of potential for things to get clarified and, you know, an outcome that is more neutral between them. Anyway, see you next time.